Good morning, everyone. Welcome. My name is Menachem Creditor. It's my honor to serve as scholar in residence and rabbi for UJA Federation of New York. We bring you Torah and music, blessing, and community every weekday. We've been doing so since March 18th, 2020. Today it is Wednesday, April 22nd, 2026. What a gift to find all of you here and to say good morning again. Sandy and Penny, Booker Tov, Karen, Susie, Tara, Deborah, good to see all of you. Yom Ha'atzmaut Sameach, everyone. We'll talk about that more very soon. Jonathan, Arlene, nice to see you. Hineni, my friend. Jonathan, too. Linda and George, Barry and Jerry, Boker Tov. Nice to see everyone. All right, let's see who else is joining us. We're going to sing a bracha and get started. Richard and Lydia, Dave and Arlene. Good morning. Arlene, you're on both screens. That is very impressive. John, Chag Sameach, my friend. Good to see you here. All right. Dave and Peter, Rose and Carl, good morning, my friends. Eileen, nice to see you too. Sending love to Vegas. Karen and Minna, Debbie, good to see you too. Hi, Barbara. All right. Let's take a breath, sing a bracha. 1 second. There we go. Good morning, everyone. It's good to see all of you. What a day we get to share today. Today is Yom Ha'atzmaut, Israel's Independence Day. 78 years ago, we were blessed by the rebirth of our people in our homeland to return as a displaced indigenous people to our home. For all of the complications, for all of the uncertainty of this moment, we turn to our heroes, our thought leaders, our sisters and brothers in Israel for their words, for their courage, for their inspiration. And that is something that was not possible 79 years ago. Of course, with the Chalutzim, with the pioneers, who built a state before even the state was founded in 1948, something called the Yishuv, which means the foundation. We returned home. And it's important for us to take this day to celebrate the miracle and nothing else. To have a day that is defined as a holiday. It is so powerful to know that the modern Jewish people have these high holy days. Rosh Hashanah to Yom Kippur typify what it is to congregate, to come together. More of us show up for those days, but that cannot compare, not in significance and not in numbers, to the biggest public space the Jewish people has ever known, which is the State of Israel. The streets of the State of Israel are our Beit HaKnesset, a house of gathering. And what a powerful thing it is to be able to celebrate, to support in every heartfelt and physical way we possibly can our people's welfare on this return moment. 78 years. I am a child who was born into a world where Israel already existed. My father was born the year that Israel was born. My grandparents were born into a world where that wasn't true yet. What a miracle that their grandchild can celebrate so proudly in a world that needs precisely what Israel is. Acts of heroism come in many forms. It is essential for us to understand that our lives are bound up in the destiny of our people. There is an act of heroism that is so small but so important, which is waking up each day and taking good care of ourselves, by which I mean ourselves, all of us, everywhere we are. And we wish the best for our home. We wish peace for our home. We wish for joy, for dancing on Erev Shabbat on the boardwalk of Tel Aviv. We wish for artists in those windy streets of Tzfat. We wish for the children who finally have been able to go back to school. We wish for people all over the world, Jewish and not, to see the possibilities of an indigenous people coming home. The only successful decolonization campaign in human history. We wish for our prophets, for our ancestors, watching from heaven, to know how much we appreciate them. That the street names in Israel are the names of our poets, our leaders, our rabbis. Where else can you go and see the intersection of Jewish history at every intersection? Where else can someone named Menachem go and order coffee and have their server be able to pronounce their name? These are not small heroic things. These are real, big triumphs of Jewish history. The State of Israel is our biggest and most important project in process. We are connected, all of us, all over the world. For all of the complexity of the politics, we have no greater joy than to see our homecoming. And on this day, that's all we're going to talk about. Of course, there's more to say. But as the beautiful teacher Tal Becker was one of the leaders of the Hartman Institute, a geopolitician of great renown, one of the architects of many of the negotiations that Israel has been engaged in over the last period of time. As he said, because so much is uncertain, anything is possible. Isn't that an important way to think about things? For us to be able to say Chag Sameach with a full imagination, and to know that what we have dreamed about has not fully been realized yet. But as the founder of political Zionism, Herzl said, Im tirtzu ein zo agada. If you will it, it is not a dream. And we are a people who have been willing it. Look what we have created. Look at the joy. Look at the possibilities. Look at the stories. Look at the beautiful Torah that's being created by people like Rabbi Tamar Elad Applebaum. Look at the way that the Hartman Institute, with support, of course, from UJA and countless other good souls all over the world, has done work raising up the profile of Jewish thinking in philosophical and religious ways. Look at the shared society work that we are helping lead in Israel, which brings together marginalized populations, including Arab Israelis, Haredi Israelis, and Bedouins and others. Our beautiful, powerful will has created a reality that our ancestors could never have possibly imagined. Linda is using a phrase, magical thinking. That is actually a Joan Didion phrase. And that's when you cannot accept reality, so you dream yourself into believing you're in a different reality. We've done even better. We've turned magical thinking into real programmatic things. We are so beautiful, my family. Our home is so beautiful. There is nothing like standing on the Golan and breathing in that air. There is nothing like feeling the rush of normal people going about their business, normal, of course, being a strange phrase for anybody, really, in Tel Aviv. Normal is hearing Hebrew when you are served a cup of coffee. Normal. It has become normal to see Jewish children speaking Hebrew, going to school, misbehaving in Hebrew. It has become beautiful while complicated to see our strength. It is beautiful to see our global family respond with care and concern and body and soul and means when our family is hurting. It is beautiful to see the creativity and scientific advances that Israel has given the world. Because of what the founder of cultural Zionism, Ahad Am, said, we have created the conditions conducive to original Jewish creativity. We have come home. We have come home. And our work as Jews all around the world is not only for the betterment of Israel, and Israel's work is not only for the betterment of the global Jewish people, but look at what we are able to be, not just do. 78 years ago, our home was reborn. It is so beautiful. Jerusalem. All we have to do is say the name. Jerusalem. We're home. As Camille is sharing, it's a famous quote by Ben Gurion, Israel's first prime minister. In Israel, to be a realist, you must believe in miracles. So I think I'm asking us to remember to believe in miracles. Look at what we have. To see heroism in the architecture of the modern state, to see heroism in the archaeology of the ancient state, to see who we are as a people in our home. The beauty of this. Headlines will not remind us of this. That's why we have a holiday. This high holiday. This is a beautiful piece. I'm going to read about 7 paragraphs of it by Rachel Sharansky Danziger. You probably have read something that she's written. She's one of the most beautiful voices that we have. She's part of a new effort to write commentaries on Jewish texts. She also, you should know, comes from a history that we told then too. Her father, Natan Sharansky, was a refusenik in the former Soviet Union who went on to serve as chairman of the Sochnut, the Jewish agency, served in Knesset, has served as an iconic leader of our people, demonstrating the necessity of Jewish self-determination and freedom. His daughter has brought it to a new level. She is a wonderful voice. You can find her on the Times of Israel. I'm proud to call her a friend. She wrote this in April of 2015. It was adapted in 2017. It's called A New Kind of Zionist Hero. So I ask you to open your hearts and let in the words of Rachel Sharansky Danziger. In Israel, we grow up in the shade of bigger-than-life heroes. Our teachers instill in us the idea of shlichut, a sense of mission. Our national holidays remind us that independence requires sacrifices. The army and its legacy await us. But once we enter our 20s, the minutiae of daily life take central stage. From heroes in training, we turn into students and professionals, spouses and parents. We who grew up preparing to save the world find ourselves worrying about exams and the cost of cottage cheese. Why, I thought then, can't I have a proper challenge? Many of us share this frustration. We dream of being trailblazing leaders in modern-day Abrahams, but history chose to give us Isaac's lot. Like Isaac, we inherited a path from our parents, and the glory of their heroism is beyond our reach. But is Isaac's lot any less important than Abraham's? If our generation doesn't maintain our predecessors' achievements, what will remain of their efforts? Furthermore, an established state requires different ideals than a state in the making. It is our lot to maintain Israel. It is our shlichut, our mission, to improve it. It is our shlichut as citizens to strengthen civil society by creating opportunities for dialogue on the local and national level. It is our shlichut as parents and educators to break down the founders' grand ideals into ideas that our kids, growing up free and comfortable, can relate to and embrace. It is our shlichut as young professionals to ensure that our various fields contribute to a just society instead of breaking it apart on the altar of individual ambition. It is our shlichut as Zionists to stand guard and thrive, not merely survive, making sure that the very prosperity and freedom our parents dreamed of won't blind us to each other's needs, to the bigger purpose of being a model society, or detract from the communal values that inspired the state's founding in the first place. As we face Isaac's path, the routines of daily life become important. We brought you here, my father said at my wedding. But it is up to you to build a life here. Our parents' heroism enabled us to establish a living, happy society in Israel. As we participate in civil society, as we interact with each other, as we do our jobs well, we are building Israel from within. That's our job too, friends. We are all Am Yisrael. And when we say Am Yisrael Chai, we know that a good part of our work is tending to our heart, and our heart fully lives in our home. The work of living in the diaspora is no less important. We don't only exist for one part of our existence, but what a thing to celebrate. Our heart got stronger in 1948. Our bodies became stronger, and we learned pride. We learned belonging. We learned strength. Those are values that have brought us so high and so far. What a gift. What a gift. What a gift. Every day, at the end of our broadcast, we sing Hatikva. We always say, even when I was in Australia, I accidentally said, we send our hearts to the east. Wherever you are, remember what Rav Nachman of Braslav taught. B'chol makom shani olech, ani olech le'eretz Yisrael. Everywhere I walk, I'm walking to Israel. Always, always attuned to my people's heart, as we should all be. Wherever you are, friends, before we sing, I ask you just for a second, close your eyes. No one's watching. Picture one beautiful thing in Israel, a beautiful place you've been, a beautiful friend you've made, your beautiful family. Of course, we include in this the sadness that we've been carrying, the work and rebuilding that we've unfortunately had to do. But see that rebuilding. See the rebuilding, the heroism, the love, the indefatigable hope of our people. We knew how to do that before we had the state, and the state has amplified the gift of seeing the works of our hands become real. Our history being written as a free people in our home. Thank you, John. Absolutely. I ask you with me before we sing Hatikva to make this a moment of arrival. It is the first moment of the next year of our homeland's growth and life. So when we have those first moments, we say a blessing. We say Shechianu, V'kiyamanu, V'higianu, Lazman Hazeh. Elie Wiesel said that in his Nobel Award speech. We say it as grateful recipients of the incredible beauty our ancestors bequeathed us, and we say so listening to the teachings of our teacher, Rachel Sharansky Danziger, knowing that ours is the work of maintaining and furthering the dream. It is heroic. It is beautiful. We should be proud. So say the blessing with me, and then we'll sing. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechianu, v'kiyamanu, v'higianu, lazman hazeh. Thank you, God. We are alive. We are fulfilling this dream. We've made it this far. Can't wait to see what's next. Dream with me of these words. Feel the words. Not only od lo avda tikvatenu, not only we have not yet lost hope, also liyot am chovshi be'artzenu, to be a free people in our land. Let's sing. Kol hon balevav b'nima nefesh Yehudi homiya ulefate mizrach kadima ayin letzion tzofia od lo avda tikvatenu hatikva bat shnot alpayim להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון וירושלים. להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון וירושלים. Am Yisrael Chai. Chag Sameach, my friends. So good to be with you. Chag Sameach.